Zach.
Zach, damn glad to meet you. Ellis Bullard. Yes, sir.
Ellis Bullard, dude. Pretty excited to be here. We're at Dan Electro's in the green room in the heart of Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
It's our first time meeting. I got to tell you, though, if you Google your name, you get a ringing endorsement right off the rip. Joe Rogan mentioned you on his podcast and gave you some deserving praise, man. I'll say that everything that he said, I think you back that up.
Well, I appreciate that, man, and I think that's kind of what Joe's thing is he's got friends from all different spectrums, and I think he just respects most folks who just kind of work hard and, get good at what they like to do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So he just stumbled into a bar you were playing one night in Austin, or what?
Yeah, we'd known Tony for a while, and Tony had been talking us up to him, and one night they had a few too many and came over to the show, and it couldn't have happened at a better time, man, because we had 3 gigs that day, but it was during the freeze, so the first 2 canceled, and it was right after holidays, so I was super broke, and I really needed those gigs. And, of course, the White Horse wasn't going to cancel shit, so I had to go play the midnight slot when the entire city's, shut down. So we go there, and we're just, eating shit. There might be 3 or 4 people in there. And, the last, 30 or 40 minutes of the gig, Tony, Joe, George St. Pierre, Gordon Ryan.
Wow, I didn't realize those guys rolled in,
too. A ton of killers, man. And, I just turned to the boys and said, hey, man, fucking... first song on the first set, let's turn it up. And we played for another probably hour and a half or so and stayed and drank at the bar till about 3:30 in the morning or so. And, they had to kick us all out eventually. And, man, it was awesome. It was the start of a great little relationship there. We'd pop in and go catch Tony's comedy sets or go catch a Rogan show here and there. And, man, it was just super cool. And it obviously, his lens put our hard work into... a bunch of people who probably might not have came across us,
For sure. Dude, that's the best thing any artist or anybody trying to get a message out could receive is, to be mentioned on his platform. I think I was noticing your management, they sent me a press thing about you, and it was 4th on the list. I think you should bump that up to first thing.
Okay, I'll let Jay know.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about how you, before you get there, obviously, dude, you're super honky-tonk. If you've heard Joe's comments or you've heard Ellis's music, man, you have a sound that is classic. Kind of reminds me, man, I hate to put people in these groups, but to give people an idea, if they don't know your music, it's I hear Waylon and then I hear Sturgill, so and some stuff in between, the Reeves brothers. It's just this new honky-tonk, this new era Where's all that come from? Where'd that come from?
I mean, it's all stuff I grew up on. My dad...
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bay City, Texas, just south of where we are here now.
No kidding?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that, man. I thought you were from Austin.
No, I mean, I lived there. I've been there for a long time. After I ping-ponged my way through Texas State, I didn't want to leave San Marcos, so I had to get a job. So I was like, fuck it, I'll move to Austin.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So I was going to ask you later on in the interview. I was listening to the record, and in the title track, which is obviously a nod or something to AC/DC, right? The album title.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're trying to get sued, man.
Has it happened yet? Cease and desist, nothing?
Not yet, but ball's in y'all's court, man.
Sitting here with Ellis Bullard again at Dan Electro's tonight, man. The record is Honky Tonk Ain't Noise Pollution. It's awesome, man. Some of my favorite tracks, let me just go through here. I was listening to it on the way down, but I like Prison on My Mind. I like that one a lot. What's a Man to Do? What a jam, bro. That's got to be a panty dropper.
Oh, yeah, man. It was way fun to do. The whole concept of the song came from, a mushroom trip. And,
I love this.
we are,
You might be my new favorite artist, man.
I don't know if y'all partake, y'all might be able to weigh in on this, but, when you're with your close friends and all y'all are on, something, there's, I don't know, y'all are all connected, and we just all had this inside joke that we thought was hilarious, because, we just kept on, we had an option. Everybody kept on asking us, do y'all want this, or do y'all want this, or, you'd see a pretty girl or something and be like, man, what's a man to do? And, we kept saying that, and eventually just, kept ringing in my head, and I was like, shit, that's something, that's kind of like the universe calling to you, saying, there's something there, it's some inspiration, so yeah, it kind of just all came from us fucking around.
Yeah, what inspired you? Like, what are this? I mean, I think I know, I have an idea, but like, what did you grow up listening to? What kind of music, country music, or music in general?
My dad played in like a dance hall band back in the day. He was in the Western Express, and they played like at the KC Hall and like all kinds of spots like all over Texas or whatever. And um, yeah, like you know, we grew up listening to Alan Jackson, John Prine, Waylon. Um, you know, just and my mother's a musician from Muscle Shoals, and my cousin drummed with Ronnie Millsap for a while. So
It's in the family.
definitely in the family.
That's awesome, man. Ellis Bullard again, dude. I think the record's fantastic. I kind of cut you off earlier, but tell me the story that you were going to tell me. I mean, from Bay City to Austin and having this record out, like, what's the time frame on that? Is that like years, decades? Is that your whole life? You said you went to college. Is that when you started playing music?
Well, I've been playing my whole life pretty much.
Obviously,
Like,
with family, right?
yeah, and I was like a closet songwriter. I didn't really tell nobody about it. And I had some buddies that had a band, and well, we were watching them one night, and they took a set break, and they like asked me to get up and play some songs. So I played. I don't know. I wasn't up there for more than maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. I played like 3 or 4 songs, I think. And this lady came up to me after I got down, and she gave me $100 bill, and I was like,
I'm in.
she asked me when she could come to one of my shows. So I was like, shit, I need to start doing that. So in college, I started playing like at the beer joints and tailgates and frat houses and shit, and put a band together and started hitting the 6th Street circuit for a while. And by the time I graduated, I was like opening for Whiskey Myers and Cody Johnson, and you know, just any Tom, Dick, and Harry in the scene on the rise. And you know, I knew it's what I wanted to do, but like, you know, I had to support my rock star lifestyle, so I had to get a gig. So whenever I graduated college, I moved up to Austin, and I got a sales gig, and that shit sucked. So I took everything I learned from that sales job and just applied it to music. So instead of like cold calling and selling like software shit, I was selling my music and myself. And like I just took that whole business model and applied it to that, and like made it like a job. And eventually my calendar was filled up. I was doing nothing but playing music, and I just knew that's just what I had to do. And I saw all my buddies that were out playing in different places. I knew I didn't want to get stuck just playing in one town or something like that. So like I saw like Midnight River Choirs, you know, calendar, and I was like, man, I want to play where they're playing at. So that's like kind of what I do, is just see where my friends are playing and start contacting those places, and you know, just try and get my foot in the door.
Hell yeah, man. The grind, dude. Well, it's awesome, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit new to your music. You know, Peyton reached out to me and kind of turned me on to it in the past, you know, week or so, dude. But like I said, and I wasn't bullshitting earlier, you might be one of my new favorite artists. You have a really cool sound. I love the record, man. Super honky-tonk. Again, Ellis Bullard's Honky-Tonk Ain't Noise Pollution. It came out last year. It's been out for about a year. What are you doing in 25? Like, what's the goal, and what's on the calendar? What are you throwing darts at?
Man, you know, we got some cool festival slots that we're going to announce here in a while, and we're on tour right now. We're on our way to go play Mile Zero Fest. So
okay, so you're going to Florida?
Yeah, we're going to Key West, and
you've been there before or what?
Never Mile Zero.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got some new songs that we've got ready for the studio, and we're planning up the 3rd record, and hoping to get to start to that. And yeah, man, the goal is always just put out fun music and you know, try and make money doing it. You know.